those chumps in the metaverse who are narrating us ignored our game for like 2 months, so I flooded their kitchen.
What? Why would you do that? I've met them. They seem like very nice people.
I don't know, it sounded fun at the time.
But now they have to record the entire thing from a very uncomfortable and unusual position. Because they don't have their recording set up in their living room like they usually do.
Yeah, the gross moldy smell is kind of wafting into the lower substrata of reality, so I really regret that.
We should be very thankful to the two of them being out there on that content grind. Making sure to bring that hot new Umineko content even when their apartment is unlivably, well, just unlivably unlivable. I don't know, I went for the adverb.
They have like some walls left, it's fine.
Really? Really? Only some of them? It's funny because we're missing a wall right now.
We are.
I hate this so much.
Wow,
Anyway.
I should have diluted that cold brew concentrate. You were right.
It's called concentrate.
I thought it would help me concentrate.
That's not what that means. Anyway, yeah, our apartment's a fucking wreck. But we were able to cobble something together so we could get a recording out for y'all on Monday. I hope y'all enjoy. Because we enjoy doing this stuff for you, even when it's physically prohibitively difficult because of the space we live in. Take it away, Kinzo.
Well then, how will this game be resolved? You may submit or you may resist. Either way, it will truly be an entertaining banquet worth betting my short remaining life on.
In his dimly lit study, occasionally brightened by lightning, Kinzo kept mumbling and laughing to himself. On the antique clock with the intricate design that had been sitting on his desk, the two overlapping hands tilted to the right and began to slide. The measure of time that counted up to 24 had returned to 0 and begun to count back again.
Oh, wait, like a normal clock.
Yeah.
Okay,
This is
so
my
I was
favorite
trying
part.
to visualize that really hard.
This is my favorite part about the clock. I don't know any numbers above 24, so it's very convenient.
Measuring time is a brutal thing. It drags itself all the way to 24 over the course of a day, and then returns back to 0.
As it should be. No numbers above 24 ever.
It certainly did count to 23:59.
What was that second one? I'm sorry, what?
23:59.
I understood half of that.
However, is it ever able to reach 2400? If you conclude that it returns to 0 again without reaching 24, how futile it all must be.
But perhaps a person's life is the same. You live aiming for a perfect 24, and in the instant you reach it, you return to 0. People will probably praise the departed, saying that he did reach 24, but he most certainly did not. In the end, he's a 0.
And you can solve that by just not dying on your 24th birthday. Boom. Problem solved.
That'll be a difficult problem for George? Probably just George.
I am different. I'm not like other girls. I will live and reach 24. I'm only 23 right now. I just look older.
Kinzo over here trying to reach the midnight hour.
That itself is the Golden Land. For that is where Beatrice dwells.
Beatrice dwells in Tartarus? Is that what I'm getting here? I played just enough Persona 3 to be dangerous. Kinzo had been fumbling around with some tarot cards for some See?
Oh my god.
See? Kinzo's playing Persona 3 right now. It looked as though he was trying to divine his own luck with a contest, doing it over every time he didn't like the result. Well, that defeats the whole point, doesn't it?
Ba-da-ba-ba, ba-da-ba-ba.
Ooh, Beata, oh. The most forbidden action in tarot reading is trying to predict the same thing twice. To do so ridicules the results of fortune-telling, and also desecrates those beings higher than humans that give revelations through the tarot cards. However, Kinzo knew tarot cards shouldn't be used twice, because since they're nothing more than a random number generator, reading them twice will naturally cause a different result to appear. Therefore, reading them twice was only forbidden to preserve the mystique of the tarot card's results. However, that didn't mean Kinzo didn't take tarot reading seriously. Kinzo's interpretation of tarot reading was done in a completely different way. That was to repeat the reading over and over without giving up in the slightest until he reached the result most favorable to him. The mark he set for his most favorable result would vary, but when he demanded the most favorable result in a strictly literal sense, it was the same as a simple roulette of luck, where he seeked an arithmetic miracle. However, Kinzo used miracles of numbers as the basis of his magical power, so this functioned perfectly as well as a magical ritual.
Oh my god.
Does it? I would think that, like, if you were using, like, the so-called miracles of numbers, that repeating it over and over would start to... Because then, as you do things over and over, the probability that you get whatever result you're looking for continues to rise. So, wouldn't that dilute the magic?
I don't know. Regardless, RNG power... He literally just does RNG manips.
Oh my god.
That's the entire magic power.
Oh my god. You're absolutely right. Kinzo is RNGesus.
Beato percent speedrun, RNG manipulation.
Just wait till he unlocks arbitrary code execution. Kinzo with Ace is gonna be like, whoa.
FAS, furniture assisted speedrun.
That took me a moment. That's funny. In other words, until the result he desired appeared perfectly, he would strive to repeat the tarot readings over and over, with conviction, turning the feelings of his heart into prayers, so that when they reached the heavens, they would be sublimated into results. This was Kinzo's personal magical interpretation. Therefore, even though Kinzo's tarot cards were no different from those generally used, the way in which they were used was completely different.
Tonight will not go as I thought.
Kinzo stopped his hands for a second. He seemed not to be getting the results he wanted. On the contrary, bad cards that shouldn't show up so often appeared repeatedly, and continued to interfere with the miracle Kinzo wished for.
Is that how it is?
Kinzo seemed to have received some revelation that was different from normal, but judging by the unlucky cards scattered across his desk, it was difficult to imagine that the omen had been a good one. For a while, Kinzo closed his eyes tightly, pondering something. Then, as the thunder roared, he made up his mind about something, took the telephone receiver, and dialed.
It is I. Is Genji there? An urgent matter has come up.
Huh, so he's breaking the safety of his room there.
Huh?
In front of the entrance hall, Shannon's once burning face had been cooled off by the frigid air. She had thought that George's proposal would surely come sooner or later. It wasn't as though she hadn't prepared herself mentally. And she had answered by nodding. Had she been reckless because of her youth? Should she have thought about her future more seriously? I wonder if my immediate reply made him think I'm a cheap girl. That's what this... It bounces back back and forth so frequently between third-person and first-person narration.
Yeah, that...
And like, I know that some of the updated versions of the game will have, like, will give character names to dialogue boxes, so it's a bit clearer. But switching back and forth quickly between third and first person like that is very noticeable. Mm-hmm. You know, I won't say it's bad, because it certainly gives it a very unique style of writing, but it's very noticeable, and it's not what people expect to hear. Mm-hmm. So when you do it, it's like, what am I listening to? What am I reading here? Anyway, now that she had already received the ring from George, Shannon kept fidgeting in embarrassment. Wow, I guess everyone, when they receive their wedding ring, likes to fidget around with it, huh? Yeah, no, I'm calling you out.
I can't help it if it's a fidget toy that is always on my person.
No, it's all right. I think it's kind of cute.
Okay, good.
The one thing you decide to fidget with is the thing that shows that we really love each other.
Okay, good. I'm glad you do, because it would be hard to stop.
I I should have done this. I should have done that. As she did, she heard the sound of footsteps splashing through puddles. Shannon immediately chased away the emotions welling up inside her.
Genji-sama? And Ganon-kun, too. I'm sorry, I have to go back soon.
She grew stiff, thinking she'd surely be scolded for spending too much time in her secret lover's meeting with George. Shannon, the master told us to come to this study, saying it was urgent. Let us hurry. Is Kinzo gonna off all the servants just to make sure he survives the first twilight?
Interesting. Huh? Yes, certainly. What in the world?
He said he had a premonition of misfortune. How convenient for him, considering he's the one who started this whole ceremony. We will enter from the back so that Goda does not notice us. Oh, he's only calling the,
Servants of the One Wing.
Yeah. Hide your footsteps.
Yes. Oh wait, that's canon.
Nason, take care. Also, it sounded like you for a moment. You're so noisy. Is that going around? I feel like I've heard that a couple of times as people have been here this weekend. Cannon was especially good at hiding his footsteps. Just like a cat. He was able to suddenly be there without anyone noticing and leave in the same way. And also summon D-swords for some reason. For example, even though he stepped in puddles, the sound he made was far smaller than that of the rain hitting them. Genji also had abilities of that kind. Or rather, those servants called furniture were supposed to be like that. Just like how desks and closets go unnoticed by members of the family. These servants also held it as a great virtue to just suddenly be there, whenever they were needed. Compared to that, Shannon's footsteps still strongly asserted themselves. She was also trying to hide her footsteps, but compared to Kennen and Genji, well, you could say she was a little more boisterous. Eventually they reached the back door, and 3 of them entered the mansion. Immediately, they thought they felt something. It was different from a sense of smell, and it seemed to hit the depths of their noses. This hard-to-describe sensation, which you might call a sixth sense, allowed them to perceive that something was different from usual. Genji-sama. Indeed. Let us hurry. That sensation made it feel as though a tense something was pressing in around them. Realizing that, the 3 of them dashed up the stairs, heading for Kinzo's study, while still hiding their footsteps. When they dashed up the stairs, that smell of sweet poison peculiar to Kinzo's study reached their noses. Wait, that means the door is open. Ugh.
What is it, Genji-sama?
The barrier is dead.
Huh?
Conveniently, the barrier also kept all that smell inside. So now that that's gone, like, a secondary effect is that now we have to smell everything. To hearing Cannon's words, she looked at the door to the study. A scorpion pattern was engraved on the doorknob. A powerful ward against magic. The final barrier which protected Kinzo himself. It had been broken. Of course, there was no change to the doorknob that the eye could see. However, those who could understand things people couldn't perceive were able to recognize that a dramatic change had occurred. Wait, second thought here. What if instead, Kinzo has seen that his fate sucks, so in order to try to get more luck on his side, he's now flouting his own death even harder by being like, destroying his own barrier, being like, alright, I was playing it too safe? Alright, come at me, bro. Master. Master of puppets? I'm pulling your strings. Not now, Cannon. It is Genji. Please open the door. Genji called in this way after knocking several times, but there was no answer from the study. Shannon, guard our backs. Cannon, search inside the room. Yes. Well, I did my half of it.
Sorry, I didn't see the double quotes.
What do you think Genji's magical thingy is? Cannon put his ear against the door, searching for a presence inside the study. To protect the backs of the pair watching the door, Shannon faced the other way, ready for the unexpected. The master must be in here, but it's too quiet. Do you mean to say he's safe? No. It's too quiet.
Could it possibly be?
Master, excuse us about the door. Genji pulled a gold key out of his pocket. It was the only key to the study that existed other than the one Kinzo held. He stuck it in the keyhole and turned it heavily. At first glance, that seemed to prove that it was a sturdy lock. However, now that the barrier had been destroyed, this door might as well have been left open from the viewpoint of anyone with magical power. The heavy sound just now meant that the door had now been opened, even for humans. Excuse me.
Did he know he was going to die and called his servants here for a different reason? He wanted them to find his body for some reason?
Maybe. That could also be it. As Genji respectfully bowed his head, and Cannon's sense of tension grew tighter, and Shannon trembled, they entered the study. Oh. What? They immediately discovered Kinzo's figure. He was sitting on the reception sofa so that his back faced them. Genji noticed the person sitting across from him, and again bowed deeply. Cannon also noticed that person, but he didn't bow his head. He stood in front of Shannon and spread out his arms, blocking the way to her. So without even seeing that person's face, Shannon already had a good idea who it was. So you have come, Beatrice-sama. Okay, so yeah, I was sort of right.
Huh.
Kinda, yeah. Well, though, Kinzo's got his back to them, so that they could still pull the, But he's been dead all along!
Yeah. Genji, is it?
That is my name.
You came very quickly. Yes, it is always best when furniture answers to their master's call quickly. Unlike this person.
So Runove-sama has come as well. Genji directed his greeting towards the thin darkness behind and to the right of Beatrice, where there shouldn't have been anything. Even in Cannon and Shannon would never have imagined that someone was there. However, the darkness responded immediately and praised Genji's eyesight. As usual, you don't disappoint. It has been quite some time. Still, you've grown old, haven't you? Have so many years truly passed you by?
Is Genji also a demon butler?
My days have been full and satisfying. That would be pretty cool, actually. I could see that. It appears you have been living quite a full life yourself, Runove-sama. Yes, thank you. And Shannon, it has been a long time since I last saw you as well. You have grown quite beautiful, and it seems that you have grown quite strong. That is fortunate.
Thank you very much.
Ne-san, who in the world? This will be our first meeting, Cannon-kun. I, Ronove, have been entrusted with the position of Beatrice-sama's head furniture. I am an old friend of Genji-san's, and I am also furniture just like you. Although the master I serve is different. The tense color that didn't disappear from Cannon's face in the slightest. Depending on the master's furniture served, they might be kind or brutal or anything else. Would you like some cookies? I just made a new batch of snickerdoodles, and after some feedback from my previous subjects, I've decided to serve them in a box.
That's bizarre. What purpose does that serve?
No, Shannon. It makes perfect sense. This person claimed to be furniture serving the hated Beatrice. Then he must be despicable as well. Oh, I think I'm rather fun to get along with.
It seems I'm thoroughly despised. It's as though you hate everything that has anything to do with me.
Beatrice openly sneered at Cannon's hate-filled face. Then Cannon finally realized. Beatrice and Kinzo were having a chess game across the reception table. But Kinzo hadn't even quivered. Yeah, okay, they're doing that. But he's been dead this whole time. I wonder if it'll be by his own hand, though. He was holding his head with both hands, his eyes closed tight, as he contemplated his next move. Or was he in anguish?
Master, I have told Kinzo 2 things. There was good news and bad news. The good news is that he'll have the good fortune of being reunited with me before the ceremony ends. The bad news is that Kinzo has been selected as the very first sacrifice in the ceremony.
I think we could have seen that one.
There's absolutely nothing I can do about it, because it truly was decided by the fickle roulette.
Liar. We know you're just a murderer who kills for fun.
Stop it, Canon-kun. So, Kinzo, isn't it about time you decided to accept your loss? With this, our long contest is at an end, yes?
Oh, he's still going for now. All right. At a glance, it was hard to make out the situation on that chaotic chessboard. However, judging by Kinzo's anguish and Beatrice's malicious confidence, it seemed to be over already. I can provide some color commentary on the matter. They have both started with what is popularly known as the the bong cloud open. That is the only chess fact I know. Oh, he is still alive for now.
It is unavoidable.
Good on you.
Perhaps even this could be amusing. It is to me, too. Resolving my contest with you may bring a flood of emotions, but it has already surpassed love and hate.
It's strange to me that despite everything, Beato still has some very complicated and deep feelings towards Kinzo.
Mm-hmm. It was fun. These past few decades certainly weren't boring.
Like, if nothing else, she genuinely seems to enjoy his company. Which cannot be said of anyone except possibly Battler.
Mm-hmm. She wanted to not be bored, and this whole awful thing that happened wasn't boring.
Yep. Beatrice advanced her queen and made her final move. And that decided... Or so she thought. For you see, at this point, her defeat was already certain. As for Kinzo's next move, I can't do this. He would bring out an anti-tank missile. And I can't do this meme justice. I'm sorry. There's a good chess meme about making your next move with an anti-tank missile. And it's good. But I can't do it here.
Launched from a Bradley armored reconnaissance vehicle.
There you go.
Checkmate. This is my final tribute to you. Without any reservations, sleep. Who's laughing?
This is Kinzo. Kinzo suddenly stood up and laughed like an opera singer facing a full crowd and spreading his arms, as though he had succeeded in a century-long plan. That laugh spat crimson. Crimson flames poured out from inside him, spitting even out of his mouth, ears, and nose. On all at once his body was wrapped in hellfire. But Kinzo kept laughing. The more he laughed, the more the hellfire spewed from his entire body and began to char him. Those flames became a brilliant light, which dazzlingly shone on the various magic tools throughout the room, making their distorted shadows dance across the walls. Those shadows looked like the dead in hell, watching over Kinzo in ecstasy as he burned. And for one who had made a contract with the witch, it was an extremely fitting end, in accordance with those terms.
Worth it!
After laughing and howling in the roaring flames for some time, Kinzo flopped to the ground as though he was a puppet whose strings had been cut. Should I grab the fire extinguisher? It's going to spread to... Oh, no, it's magic fire, right. Okay, never mind. Never mind. My apologies. Those incredible blazing flames disappeared as though he'd been completely burned up. And afterwards nothing remained but a festering and burnt corpse that one could hardly bear to look at.
Worth it.
You shut up, you're dead now.
My massive simp energy transcends life and death.
Kinzo, massive simp, Ushiromiya. Horrible.
You should talk. As if you didn't think that was a fitting way for him to die.
Oh, I still do, but I also think
See?
it's horrible. Like the two thoughts are not mutually exclusive.
I don't get you. I don't get it.
Why have you shown yourself? Do you have some business with us?
Stop it, Canon-kun. You mustn't provoke Beatrice-sama.
It would seem you have them absolutely terrified. Maybe I can put them at ease with some more of these snickerdoodles. Yes, please. I don't understand why, but the box is absolutely necessary. Shannon, won't you try one?
I can't seem to get it out of the box.
Genji, have we not shown her proper box cookie etiquette? It comes to mind that this has been a failing in her training as furniture. Shannon, retrieve the cookie from the box at once. Go work on that while we're talking about things over here.
I imagine I'll never get along with Canon. Hey, it's not as though I dislike you particularly.
Did she really just nothing personnel him?
Yeah.
Beatrice grinned. Canon violently averted his gaze, obviously. How do you violently avert your...
I'm violently staring the other way.
Do you, like, look the other way so hard that it just, like, causes shockwaves from your head moving? Jesus. His reaction was so different from what he wanted to do that it made the witch and her butler laugh. Canon, you stand in the presence of Beatrice-sama. Carefully consider your manner of speech.
Oh, I care not, Genji. Let him say what he pleases. I am gracious.
How are you gracious?
I am always gracious to those who are about to die.
Oh, butts! Canon was taken aback by that creepy laughter. Oh, well, I mean, I guess it was going to come out sooner or later. Beatrice wasn't here just to take Kinzo's life. The first Twilight required 6 sacrifices. Kinzo alone wasn't nearly enough. And they just casually walked in here. Wait, that shouldn't matter, though, if it was chosen by roulette.
Yeah.
Unless she's lying about that and just like, you're right here. And I've already got my knife out.
Or Kinzo foretold who it was and was just like, well, may as well bring everybody up here.
Yeah, might as well get...
For a final pre-death hangout.
Then who are the last two going to be, do you think?
I don't know. Fear not, Canon. It isn't as though you'll be selected as sacrifices just because you came here. After all, you were called here because you'd been selected already.
Oh, okay, well, there you go.
Called it.
What? Their instincts were good enough to spot her meaning instantly. 6 sacrifices were required for the first Twilight. For Kinzo, how many more would you need to add up to 6? So mentioning the number 5 instantly made them think of the number of servants here. Is that what you desire?
Indeed. Thank me, furniture. Tonight, your days of suffering will finally end. You ought to thank me for coming here to tell you this.
Certainly, if that is your desire. Genji-sama! Genji had agreed to the witch's heartless announcement with his usual demeanor, without raising an eyebrow. I kind of like how absolutely unflappable Genji is. Like, there's a certain, I definitely can appreciate the sheer amount of just like, well, this is what's happening now.
But also, what if he's just a really good butler? What if he's not magic, he's not a demon, he's not anything? He's just such a fucking good butler that demons count him as a peer and Kinzo keeps him around and none of this phases him.
That... You mean
he's
like,
just that much of a pro.
Oh my god, that I could see that. Now that the master is dead, Beatrice-sama is our master. Responding to her demands shall be our final duty. Shannon, Canon, you have done well serving until today. That hard work is now over. As I expected of you, Genji, as your fellow furniture, I'm proud to have known you. Shannon, do you have any objections?
No.
I heard that George-sama gave you a ring. Do you still say that you have no regrets?
Yes. That blessing was more than furniture deserves. Just receiving the ring has already satisfied my feelings.
Shannon couldn't take quite as much of a philosophical view as Genji. There probably were regrets left in her heart. She probably wanted to spend a little more warm time with the person she cared for, George. But she released herself from that. She took a single deep breath, and a blank expression rose to her face.
Very well. Or was that Genji?
I think that was Genji. It does surprise me a tad to find you've gained such composure, Shannon. It seems you too have taken a philosophical view as furniture.
Won't you at least shed some bitter tears for not being able to spend a night with the man you love? What a boring woman. This feeling cannot be understood by the likes of you, Beatrice-sama.
Ooh, snip!
If you desire our lives, please accept them. We will solemnly carry out that duty.
Very well. Excellently put. Just the type of person Beatrice-sama can't handle.
She's been taking such a far-sighted view of things lately.
What do you mean lately?
Lately?
But this is the first time you've talked to her in like several years, right?
I don't know. It's like there's this time loop shit going on.
Time loop shit?
I can't quite put my finger on it either, bro. Anyway,
said anything about there being a time loop. If I'm going to dead, I want to bloody well stay dead.
Anyway, I must have tormented her too much last time. Speaking of which, didn't I do the same to Battler?
Hello? Yo, that's me.
Am I still soft? Or is the way I corner them lacking? In any case, she's just no fun. However, it seems you will still entertain me, right? Canon?
I can do some juggling for you.
Please. Canon could.
Compared to the two who had taken a far-sighted approach, there was a painful anguish on Cannon's face. Cannon was still far too young to accept his demise after being told of it by a suddenly appearing witch.
Canon, I hate boredom more than anything, and the fact that the other two have obediently accepted their deaths isn't amusing at all. So, I hope you don't betray my expectations.
D-sword fight? D-sword fight? D-sword fight. Are you gonna say Ranave's D-sword? Are you trying to make me your plaything? Cannon realized that he was being provoked. However, no matter how furiously anger spurred him on, his opponent was a witch. He was furniture. He hadn't a chance of victory from the beginning. But the witch was expecting that he'd struggle in vain and writhe around, and was even looking forward to it. Just thinking about that was frustrating enough to get his blood boiling. Was disappointing the witch by refusing to resist like the other two the only way he could strike back at her?
Eldest of the seven sisters of Purgatory, Lucifer.
Hold on, let me get my sassy voice ready.
Arise.
Lucifer of Pride, right here.
Canon, it would be far too cruel to force furniture to fight a witch. No matter how much anger spurs you on.
Called it D-sword fight.
You would have no hope in a battle without a chance of success. Of course, such a battle would be boring for me as well.
Why the fuck did you call me here?
So, let it be furniture against furniture. Why not resolve it with a battle between you two? That should be enough to allow you some hope for victory, right?
Again? Forgive me, Beatrice-sama, but how could I be inferior to this good-for-nothing furniture? As if this cutie would have any chance against me. Is it the same as the other one, right? I just shout at him in red text and then I win, right? Ugh.
Prove that you can defeat my large collection of One-chans, these 7 stakes of purgatory.
Is that what Battler was referring to when he was muttering about big tit One-chans? Next time I'll have to actually listen to him muttering, won't I?
If you manage to win, though, let us see. I will let you select the 5 who will escape becoming one of the 13 sacrifices. I will welcome the 5 you recommend into the Golden Land without any conditions. How about that?
Cannon understood that he was being provoked. However, the witch's offer was very tempting. By this point, Cannon couldn't care less about this evil ceremony the witch and the rest were trying to carry out. On the contrary, it was much more important that he remain alive, so that he could be invited to the Golden Land, and have his wish granted by Beatrice there.
You cried, saying you'd had enough of being furniture, right? I shall grant your desire. I shall give you that human body you wanted so much you cried yourself to sleep. What do you say? That way, you and Jessica could be together, yes? Oh, just perfect. You may recommend that Jessica and yourself be invited to the Golden Land. If you alone finding happiness isn't a satisfying solution for you, then you can add in Shannon and George, the one she loves. If you're worried about duty, then you can also add Genji. That's 5 people. Isn't that enough, Cannon? With this much of a reward? You won't let me get bored, will you? She's just playing with you. There is no need to listen to her.
I don't like it. Are you okay with this, Nason? Beatrice couldn't hide her evil smile at those words. I don't like it. I want to be happy. I've had enough of being furniture. I want to become human and have normal love. I want to know that the ocean is blue like you. How young. I'm jealous.
That's why I like the young ones. Genji, Shannon, stay back. Cannon, Lucifer, forward.
As you command. I don't know why we all talk like this. Like, I guess it makes it sound like we're all valley girls, but, like, we're not actually that, like, silly or anything. Like, we're pretty smart.
Valley girls from the Valley of Gehenna in the depths of hell.
I just finished getting my master's.
It just so happens that Valley Girl speech is the same for any valley, including the Uncanny Valley.
I don't like it. The way you look down on me. As a beige or someone would be impossible, but with me at least you'd have a chance. I really don't like it.
That was probably humiliating for Lucifer. But at the same time, she was also happy that she was lucky enough to have this adorable prey all to herself. Come on, furniture of the witch. Don't think that you can look down on me forever.
D-sword fight?
D-sword fight.
Called
See,
it.
Everyone who has their arm like that has
Is going to have a D sword.
Yeah. Is Cannon gonna win? Look at this cutscene energy here. This is great.
So, Battler. Isn't this a fun show?
Quarter circle, special move, special move. This is so hard. How are you this good? We were playing Smash Bros forever and he was just like, were you just sandbagging on purpose? Good God. Damn it, another weird thing's happening. Like, I never believe in a magic battle.
Look, look, don't turn your eyes away. Look at it. Look, look, look. It's magic. It's furniture. No matter how much you try to deny me and magic. Look, 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 look. If you've got all this happening right in front of you, it'd be a waste to miss it, don't you think?
Suddenly I've realized that I'm a firm believer in, Descartes. Yeah, that's it. I can't believe what's happening in front of my eyes.
Look, look, look. Just stop thinking. Magic exists. Don't think. Imagine. This is fantasy. Don't close your eyes. Look closely. Look, look, look.
Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it. I won't accept witches. Well, I won't accept magic. What's the input for Buster Wolf again? It's a double quarter circle, I think. But if it's being done right in the open like that, what am I supposed to say? Damn it!
Come now, don't turn away. Look closely, okay? Magic exists. This is fantasy, so stop playing detective. You're in the wrong genre, bro. I know your secret. You actually don't really like to think things through, right?
A mystery novel? What the fuck did I sign up for then?
You'd be surprised to discover it's actually a cooking game.
What? Whoa, this is gonna take a turn around chapter 6, isn't it?
Just stop. Look, it's gotta be fantasy.
Shut up! Don't talk to me! It's not fantasy, those are D-swords! I've seen how you can do those, but if you're a gigalomaniac, right? That's sci-fi. That's reasonable. That's not fantasy at all, right?
Same difference. Let me invoke Clark's Raven.
No!
This guy's getting stubborn. Won't you apologize and crawl around the ground right now for being so conceited that you thought you could beat me? If you did, I wouldn't mind forgiving you, okay? Then you won't have to have your skin ripped off while you're still alive, or get lashed all over your body as you squirm until you die. You're a cutie, so apologize. If you do, I'll finish you off so gently. It still feels great.
Who would win, one depressed twink or one really rude emoto?
Be silent, furniture of the witch. I have no intention of speaking with you. So you're saying you think nothing of me? The disrespectful gaze of yours. It's really ticking me off.
Canon-kun.
20 quid on Lucifer.
Isn't he stronger than he was against Satan?
This is why humans are so frightening. In fact, sometimes they even become witches and treat demons as butlers.
Wait, did we swap? I
No?
can't. So, which should I cheer on?
Maybe we did, but it also works that way.
It works either way.
Are you saying this guy's on par with me? Don't look down on me. As long as you have that pride, you'll never defeat me.
You can only defeat me by having absolutely no value in yourself.
You speak of Lucifer, the eldest of the seven sisters of purgatory, and say that I cannot win? How conceited.
This cutscene power is incredible, by the
Yeah.
way. I also love that now that this is our third time through, it's just, everything is just out there in the open now. There's no more, like, there's no more beating around the bush about magic sword fights or anything. It's just, here you go.
What?
Canon was desperately trying to stay alive, and he had a strong desire to become human. Much like his... Nope, not doing it. Not doing it. Not doing it. Every time it comes up, it's like a Pavlovian response, you know? Someone says the phrase become human. Oh, you mean like Detroit? Really funny, SK. But Lucifer didn't feel anything stronger than a slight desire to play. So that led to an inevitable result. It was a result that could be reached by the power of humans. The power of the heart. That's as far as you go. You cannot win against me. The glowing red curve extended straight out from Canon's arm, pointing at Lucifer's throat, just beneath the tip of her chin.
What is this? How could I... There must be some mistake. My special button's not working. I've got Joy-Con drift. She ground her teeth in irritation. She tried to deny the truth right before her eyes. But no matter how much she believed in her own superiority, it didn't change the facts right in front of her.
I love how Beato gave them all little uniforms that have little patches and everything.
Yep.
It's like, you can tell that Beato's out in public being like, haha, I am an evil witch who cares nothing about your feelings. And then in private is like, oh, dress-up games.
Too bad she forgot the bottom half of their outfits.
Oh.
That was a good one. Oh.
Well done, Canon. Wonderful, you haven't bored me. How pitiful my furniture is compared to that.
Lucifer, you are boring, milady. Was this opponent really too much for you to handle?
I'm disappointed, eldest of the 7 stakes.
Would have seemed like mere rebuke to an outsider. However, furniture serving the witch knew what kind of severe treatment was promised by that rebuke, and understood what had been left unsaid.
Where?
Wow.
You good-for-nothing furniture!
She howled. Abandoning her last bit of pride, she made her body explode, exposing her true form. That form was a demon stake which bounced off the walls surrounding the room.
How could you shame me so much? Kill, 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 you blockhead! Even though you can't even follow my movements, anymore, I won't play around anymore. I'm seriously mad. I'll pierce your heart in one blow. I'll plow right through you, make a fountain of bright red blood reach the ceiling. Die!
Canon-kun. The sound effect is never not funny every time.
What do you call that?
It's the Looney Tunes sound.
Yeah. That's exactly what I'm hitting on. Like, what is the name for that particular variety of sound effect?
The Looney Tunes sound.
You know, the kind where you like have like the do when people are.
Did you spill the coffee?
I almost did. I didn't though. You know that I need to find the name for that because it's something I need to reference more. After flying about wildly for some time with a speed approaching the limits of what human eye could follow, Lucifer flew at Cannon's heart. She could tell that it was Cannon's blood by the sweet taste of it, but she quickly noticed one thing. She hadn't pierced his heart.
Huh.
This is why humans are frightening. Would you like some black tea?
I am fine for now. This is so amusing, I don't even need any.
Would anyone else like some black tea? I'm going to be here for a little while, it seems, so... No one?
We can, call 10 if you need to rehydrate, take a break from the fight.
I mean, it is important to make sure that everyone here is properly hydrated.
I could use a water break. Just real quick, just get some electrolytes, maybe. Does anyone have any Gatorade? Has that been invented yet?
Canon-kun...
You were arrogant again. I told you you wouldn't be able to defeat me.
The floor was stained with dripping blood. It really was Cannon's blood, but it wasn't flowing out of his chest. Cannon had sacrificed his own left hand to protect his heart.
So it was probably Cannon saying you were arrogant again.
Oh, yep.
Oh, my bloody hell, I sounded like you for a moment.
Lucifer was arrogant. Even though she'd been given enough time to realize that this was an opponent capable of cornering her. In her pride, she had believed him to be worthless. She'd gotten careless. So just as she had announced, she had aimed for his chest, trying to pierce his heart. Because she was arrogant, she hadn't even thought of aiming for somewhere other than the place she had announced. No, maybe she had thought about it a little. However, her pride would not allow her to aim for a different spot. After all, she was Lucifer of pride. Cannon, withstanding the pain, grasped the demon's stake, sticking deep into his left hand strongly with his right hand, and pulled it out. When she heard the sound of breaking bones and even more blood dripping down, Shannon looked away reflexively. There was an air hole in the back of the pierced hand so big you could clearly see through to the other side.
Oh, look, I've developed stigmata. Just call me Jesus fucking Christ.
Cannon's face was filled with pain, but right now, he had won, without a doubt. The demon stake he was gripping with his right hand turned back into Lucifer again, so that Cannon was now gripping exactly where her neck was.
Nah. It's my victory, Beatrice.
Cannon didn't hold back at all with the hand gripping Lucifer's throat. She had challenged him again after their fight had already been decided. Cannon had no obligation to be considerate. But even so, Cannon released the witch's furniture. Was it his naive humanism, his pity for another furniture, or a final bit of respect to the witch? In any case, when she was released, Lucifer fell face down on the ground, retching and moaning over the pain in her throat. Spectacular, Cannon. Your great efforts have proven the correctness of some of Kinzo's research. Ronove was clapping his hands. And he's gonna get his own sword at some point. We can see from his sprite, that's right.
Yeah.
To Cannon, who had won at great cost and had a wound in his left hand that wouldn't close, Ronove's applause only felt like a mockery.
All possibilities dwell within the human heart, was it? My, this is why humans are frightening. Well done, Cannon.
Then how come you're never afraid of me? Huh? Say it.
You were victorious. Spectacular. Who's talking?
I'd probably...
Are you okay?
Saya.
Canon-kun.
Buster Wolf. If only I remembered how to do the inputs correctly.
Shannon ran up to him and wrapped a handkerchief around his left hand, which was still spraying blood.
That was incredible, Canon. Truly incredible. Even I was hoping, at least a little, for an upset. That you didn't let me down makes you truly splendid furniture. I think better of you now. I honestly think better of you.
You haven't forgotten our promise, right, Beatrice?
Indeed. Of course I haven't forgotten. Witches and demons may be inhumane. However, we are much more noble than humans when it comes to keeping promises. I will not go back on my word. I guaranteed that if you won, I would give you the right to decide the 5 people who will escape becoming the 13 sacrifices.
Beatrice-sama, it's not like I've hit.
When Beatrice waved her pipe, heaven and earth turned over just for Lucifer. So as a horribly natural result, she fell onto the ceiling. The ceiling doesn't seem that high to people standing on the floor, however. People who will fall onto it upside down and head first usually don't agree. Okay, that was pretty good. Milady. Isn't that a little much?
Have you met me?
You're right, your middle name is indeed Extra.
Perhaps you were right. I suppose I'll forgive her.
Beatrice waved her pipe again. When she did, the magic that had been affecting Lucifer was released. So as a horribly natural result, this time she fell properly back onto the floor.
Nah, Beatrice-sama, forgive me.
What are you so afraid of? I've already forgiven you, haven't I? So, Canon, shall we continue?
Continue what? You aren't saying you want me to finish her, are you?
No. It isn't over yet, right?
What isn't over? Stop dodging the question.
I did promise to you your reward, didn't I? If you could defeat my furniture, the 7 stakes of purgatory, right? Come, arise, the 7 stakes of purgatory.
Are you fucking kidding me?
You didn't fucking listen. The 6 younger sisters of the worthless elder sister.
Nah.
I'm not giving them separate voices and personalities.
Yeah,
Are you kidding
don't
me?
bother.
I'm not gonna be able to keep track of that shit.
Yeah.
The air split with shrill laughter, and as a golden splash scattered about, the remaining 6 sisters of purgatory showed themselves. All the 7 sisters of purgatory were here. And Canon was able to defeat only one by sacrificing his left arm. By now, Canon regretted his thoughtlessness in accepting the witch's challenge. He had been foolish to assume that a game against a witch would be won on even footing.
Wow, this sucks. One-sama, why are you crawling on the floor? You people. Nah. I told you, One-sama's useless. Even though she acts like she's so great just because she's the oldest, it's only on the outside. Yeah, seriously. Lucifer, One-sama, your disgraceful behavior will damage the reputation of us all. Know your shame. You novice. Nah. Canon-kun, that was totally awesome. But don't get cocky, okay? Lucifer One-sama brags all the time, but she's no big deal compared to the rest of us sisters. That's why I'm always saying Lucifer shouldn't do anything. Just let her keep bragging all the time. After all, those of us with talent can handle all the tough jobs. What are you going to do, One-sama? Out of respect for your pride. We were planning to stay out of your way in the hopes that you could challenge him again in that beat-up body of yours. But Canon-kun is strong, right? Right now, no matter how much you struggle, there's no way you could win, right? You people. We only have one voice and inflection.
Beato deliberately gave them all the same really annoying voice just to inflict additional psychic damage on her victims.
It's true! It's true!
My, you sisters are always so lively. Is this any time to fight amongst yourselves?
Well, it's suddenly just become a lot more crowded in here. Like, how many people are we fitting in here? There's like the 7 of us, there's you and Runaway, and then there's Kinzo's corpse, and then there's the 3 furniture. Like, there's a lot of people in here.
Yeah.
That's like 12, 15 people.
It's a big room, okay?
It's really not that big, though, is the thing. Like, there's just not enough space.
It's only together that you're the 7 stakes of purgatory, correct?
Wait, how many? 9, 11, 12, 13 people. 13, sorry, I don't know how to count. I don't have my masters like Lucifer does.
Now, play nice and execute the tasks I give you. And swiftly, okay? This task over here, his name's Cannon.
Okay.
Execute him.
I've got medbay. That's mine. Hey, Lucifer, oh nice. If you want to borrow the power of your little sisters, then say it, okay? We want to hear you ask us for help with your own mouth. And do you plan to mug me even more? I, the foolish, weak, ugly, and shameful Lucifer, the eldest sister, begged my younger sisters to save me. Come on, let's hear it. If you let us hear that, we'll save you, okay? Everyone.
Wait, is Cannon still gonna win because Lucifer's too stuck up to ask for help?
That would be really funny.
You bitch.
The 7 sisters of Purgatory unanimously closed in on their worthless sister, abusing her. Even Cannon, who had been fighting for his life until a second ago, couldn't bear to look at it.
As if I could say something like that.
Quickly now. Clearly we won't make any progress here with you alone. Hurry up. Let the 7 sisters strike Cannon.
My, what is the matter, Lucifer? This is an order from Milady, is it not?
How cruel.
After grinding her teeth over and over after hearing her sister's curses, Lucifer trembled all over and answered her sister's request.
I, the foolish, weak, ugly, and shameful. Don't forget shameful. And shameful Lucifer, the eldest sister, beg.
The girl known as Pride was finally unable to endure the words she was saying and broke down crying. However, the 6 younger sisters kept giggling cold-heartedly.
Wait a sec. Don't try to trick us by crying. You haven't finished saying it. That should be enough. Come, sisters, let us display our power. Won't be satisfied till I hear the whole thing, okay? Come on, Omi-sama, keep going. That's enough. Come on, this shame affects us all. We won't let them leave here alive. Okay, how should we play with this pitiful furniture? Any wonderful plans? Yeah. Bales the things the 7 of us should get along and split Cannon up between us. Good idea. That way all the sisters can get along. Then I'll take the head. I'll leave the limbs and guts to you all. No. I get the head. There's no way that promise will mean anything, right? First one there wins. Ken couldn't have got any ideas for how we should kill you. Just let us know, okay? We aim to please. We're all about customer satisfaction here. Seven Sisters will kill you in an awesome way. Damn.
I was really thinking that they'd be unable to act because Lucifer couldn't finish.
Yeah, and it would be great, because Beato was like, oh yeah, I obviously summoned furniture that all have critical flaws based on the 7 sins that they each embody, because it wouldn't be fun if they didn't have a glaring weakness.
Right?
You shame me so deeply. Slicing you to 8 pieces won't be enough. I'll slice you into 100 pieces. Here we go, everyone. Yes, One-sama, kya.
The 7 of them burst at once. They had no intention of playing or boasting. This time they would genuinely follow their master's order. Take Cannon down, swiftly. The 7 sisters jumped around the room faster than the eye could see, examining how they could best kill Cannon. May I ask that you don't bounce around just as much? You're damaging the walls. This is all like natural wood wall here. If you keep bouncing around like that, you're just gonna damage it for the next people then. I am nothing if not considerate to the very end.
Yeah, kill us, but don't scratch this rich teak. It's irreplaceable. It's already got blood and shit on it. It's gonna be so hard to clean.
Can you imagine what the aftermarket value on this place is going to be with all this blood everywhere? They tortured Cannon with their cruel giggles, sometimes making a close pass at him. They kept scraping his arms, shoulders, and cheeks, gradually carving red letters into his body. At that moment, Shannon dashed up behind him, holding on to him so that she blocked the way to his body at least a little. Damn it, Shannon, you were playing it cool. At the same time, a red cylinder wrapped around the two of them, like a beam of light sent from heaven. That cylinder repelled the evil ones who tormented Cannon.
What? You're mean. This has nothing to do with you. Oh, I see. You must want to play with us. Yeah, then I'll take it. All mine. Beatrice-sama, can we take Shannon as our prey?
I don't mind. Do as you like. It seems Cannon alone won't be enough to satisfy your gluttony.
You're talking to Lucifer. I'm the pride one.
I can't tell you guys apart. I'm sorry.
You have our deepest gratitude. Come on, I'll make you regret coming out uninvited. Turn you into scraps of meat so unrecognizable you won't be able to tell which is which. Mix you and mince you into hamburgers. Yeah, breaking that barrier should come first, right? Don't let your gluttony get in the way of your job. Yes, One-sama. As a horror... That's really interesting, using multiple quotation marks to indicate multiple speakers.
Yeah.
I never thought about that, but it absolutely works, because you instinctively read it that way. That's really interesting. It's a horribly unnatural first action. The Seven Sisters began to destroy the barrier Shannon had created. Shannon's barrier certainly was strong. It was powerful enough to impress even Beatrice. With its strength, frail furniture would turn to dust just by touching it. It was firm like a tree with deep roots. But no matter how big a tree gets, it will eventually surrender to a saw or an axe. For the Seven Sisters, chopping down Shannon's barrier would be annoying, but not impossible. I thought Shannon was going to continue to play it cool.
Yeah.
A sound like beetles jumping about grew even fiercer and filled the room. The red barrier began to cut up and eroded away as though with an axe, a saw. No, a chainsaw by now. When do we get to see Genji's cool magic shit, huh?
Or he's just a normal butler.
Oh, how foolish. Even though you must know that your barrier can't fully protect you from these girls. Why? And Ronova's just standing outside it, politely talking to Walden.
Because I couldn't overlook it.
As Shannon covered Cannon, who was already at his limits, sprawled on the floor, she spoke back resolutely.
If you hadn't barged in uninvited, I would have given you a death-like sleep. Why have you gone to all the trouble of exposing yourself before the Seven Sisters? Not all deaths are the same. A cruel death will cause you way more anxious than merely dying. Then again, a cruel death is a cool death, as they say. I'm they.
She is indeed they. She's actually been trying out they-them pronouns recently. I didn't want to go past my station and assume that you were ready to use those in public. Would you like me to refer to you that way now?
Nah, we cool.
Okay. You just let me know when you're comfortable.
Go ahead, do as you like. Just as you always do what you want, I did what I wanted. At any rate, you're not quite amusing at the present moment. Romance is most interesting when you're wondering whether it will succeed or not. Once it does succeed, a woman is like salmon who has finished laying its eggs. I have already tired of you. Thank you. No words from a witch would make me happier.
Wow! Fucking ice burn from Shannon here. Jesus.
Then, at least in the end, let me see you die in a truly entertaining manner. Seven Sisters, can you hear me?
Yes. 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 Yes.
Good. Kill Shannon in a way that shows me the limits of brutality.
Shannon.
My apologies. In the end, I wasn't able to reach your level, Genji-sama.
You're an idiot, Nason. You just let me be, then you might have not had to meet a horrible end.
No, it's fine. I always wanted one of those. I received a ring from George-sama and lived as a woman. I have protected you and lived as a sister. With this, my life is complete, with no regrets. Good face.
That is very good.
Yeah, you're pissing me off. That philosophical take really is irritating. Like I said, your furniture, you don't even smell like a human. Look at me. I am a human. Don't spout off philosophical crap. Like you're more complete than I am, you furniture. How ugly. Are those regrets what you truly are? They aren't regrets. This is called living. What's this about not minding if you die just because you were given a ring? I can't understand it. It's incomprehensible, disappointing, outrageous, stunning, and it's all useless.
Milady, perhaps you're acting a tad undignified. Would you like another snickerdoodle in a box?
Shut up, furniture! Shannon, do you think I'll let you die so easily? Now's the time to bite your tongue before I bite it for you.
Bad news for you, she's into that.
How pitiful. If you can see yourself reflected in my eyes, then shudder at your own ugliness. Fear not. Once I've crushed you up, you'll be much more ugly even while you still live.
At that time, Genji softly entered the red bear. Genji! Coming around, my dude? Perhaps that barrier didn't block those without ill intent. Then Genji gently held her from behind and covered her eyes with his right hand.
Genji-sama.
You've already done enough. Go to sleep before me.
Yes. Thank you very much, Genji-sama.
Indeed. After that, Genji softly pressed his left hand near her collarbone. As he did, emanating from that area, a crimson stain gently spread out. When Genji removed his hand, bright red, fresh blood oozed out of there. It only happened for the first instant and was shaped like a crimson rose. And when he removed his right hand covering her face, there was a peaceful expression there, as though she was sleeping. Then she fell softly, silently, and slept. Wait, does that count? Does that count as one of the...
Probably. I bet Bayato's having a grand old time playing them off each other like
True.
that, and I'm sure she's fine with it.
You sure? Her soul had already been sent to a world where the malicious witch and her furniture could not reach her, no matter how evilly they tortured her. This scene left Beatrice and the seven sisters stunned. Only Ronove wore a mysterious smile. Then Genji leaned over Kanon, who was crouching on the floor. You did well. You should sleep now, too.
Yes. Thank you very much, Genji-sama.
Just as he had done with Shannon, he softly covered Kanon's eyes with his hand, then gently pressed the area around Kanon's collarbone with his other hand. And when his hand was removed with the lightness of a feather, there was a crimson rose there. Is that Genji's magic?
I don't know.
Or is he just doing butler foo?
I don't know. As part of butler school, they teach you how to kill without causing pain. Only truly elite butlers get to that level. Though.
As an elite butler, Genji owns a red electric minivan. That way he can kill without making a sound. That tortured Pop Team Epic reference brought to you by too much time spent watching anime.
Yeah.
But that rose shape quickly turned into the stain of a bright red blood pouring out.
What is that?
What a boring person. Even though it's so fun to poke the balloon of life with a needle so that it forcefully explodes.
Spectacular, Genji. You truly are furniture. Thank you very much. Well then, Beatrice-sama, Ronove-sama, with this as my final task, allow me to rest.
Damn you, snatching away my fun. Why don't I take all the thrashing and mashing I wanted to do to them, and give it to you instead?
Beatrice faced him with an unsatisfied expression, but Ronove spoke quietly to Genji with a soothing smile. You have worked hard. You are my greatest servant. As a final gift, I shall bestow upon you a peaceful sleep, fitting for all the labors you have performed.
What? Wait, it's not your place to...
When Ronove snapped his fingers, Genji slumped to the floor like a puppet with its strings cut. Wait.
Ronove's servant.
Ronove's servant? Genji didn't work for... Kinzo?
Kinzo would be fine with that, if so.
Yeah, I guess, but still. Genji slumped to the floor like a puppet with its strings cut. Suddenly and yet gently. He crumpled, falling into a sleep that no witch could call him back from. I like how they're fighting back this time by killing themselves so peacefully, and Beatrice is like, ha! It was filled with a kindness as the sleep he had given Shannon and Cannon.
What was that, Ronove? What a boring anticlimax.
Are you not a mighty great witch, milady? What happened here is hardly worthy of your concern. It isn't like you to let the provocation of someone like Shannon get to you.
Have you met me?
Maybe that's why they said at the beginning the difficulty on this one was equal. Like that we're on equal footing with Beatrice here. Because it seems Beatrice is
tilted.
Yeah, she's very sloppy right now. It feels like she's overplaying her advantage state, you know? What was it that had Beatrice so irritated? Was she still unable to remove the thorn of Shannon's words? Ronove laughed lightly, as though lamenting the complexity of humanity in a woman's heart, and ordered the 7 sisters to go. After all, there were still 2 sacrifices left for the first twilight.
Who's it gonna be?
The 7 sisters disappeared in ecstasy. They seemed to imply it was gonna be the rest of the servants, but I don't know.
It'd be an interesting counterpoint to the last route, where in the last route it was very much a, oh, let's play servants versus family. And be like, oh, the servants are the wolves and what have you. And this time, like, oh, Battler can't play that if every servant dies instantly. It has to be family against family.
Oh, bye, Goda. And like speaking specifically from a meta perspective, like they're playing this one up as the one where the family finally gets together and decides to finally fucking try the riddle, riddle of the epitaph. I doubt they would make much progress on that if all of a sudden they started dying.
Yeah, that's true. Though they will very soon.
I mean, yeah,
next Twilight.
Yeah, sure. But like, part of me thinks that they're going to give them a little bit more time to actually try solving the riddle before they start getting murdered. You know. Anyway, thank you all for joining us. Sorry, today's episode was a little shorter than usual. We'll be back on Friday, hopefully, when things are finally back to normal at Casa del Relatable.
Yeah.
And until then, enjoy your last couple moments of being alive, Goda. Apparently. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Our 7th wall is missing. So, the 4th wall is still here.
Smash that like, comment and subscribe.